Information. Maybe TV, aka Me TV, aka blah 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 EA, blah 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 Capcom, blah 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 Diablo 3, blah blah. You know what? You guys should be used to this by now, exactly how this is going to go. I'm having so many guys, grown-ass men, send me messages. Why don't you stop picking on EA? Why don't you stop picking on Capcom? Look, understand, I'll make you a deal. How about this, fanboys, all right? I'll stop picking on the company that you love, that that doesn't know you. I'll stop picking on them when they stop acting like assholes. They wouldn't give me any news, right? But you'd think week in and week out they would learn by now. But they haven't learned, have they? They haven't. So, like I said, when they stop acting like the fools they are, I'll stop talking about them. Okay? Deal? Deal. All right. Anyways, thank you for watching the show. Thank you for sending me information. I know you fanboys, all right? Because you're still going to buy this shit anyway, so it doesn't matter, all right? But I do want to get into today's show, and I want to say this right now, all right? We have a lot to get into, and we're not going to start with EA and their bullshit. No. We have some actually positive news, but of course, as usual, someone has to come along and try to be the contrarian, so let's talk about this, all right? You EU guys, for those who know, last week, all right, a law passed that you can now resell digital games. That's right, you can resell because apparently they're yours to resell. That's right, this is a win for the gamers. However, there's always somebody who has to come in, all right, and try to say this is not going to work. And this article from Game Planet goes on to say that, you know, there's not there'll never be a market for used digital games, all right? Yes, there is a market for it. However, the only people who feel it won't be a market are the companies, all right? That's what it comes down to. And he goes on to talk about how, you know, these companies, you know, in the laws, they're not required to offer, you know, CD keys, you know, so that you can trade or, you know, or sell your games or whatever you want to call it, okay? They're saying they're not required. But what you fail to realize is that there is a market. All right, it's only if they decide to try and force that and say, oh, no, we don't want to give it to you. That's what it comes down to. I'll be very interested to see what happens down the line, especially with some of these companies trying to go 100% digital. Yeah, you EA. But you know what? That's interesting because like I said, they're trying to cut out the retailer. That's what they're trying to do now, and take all the profits for themselves. And as usual, trying to control everything you do. I've said this before in a video how, you know, digital games are only a one-way cash cow for the companies. It does not benefit the consumer like regular retail does. If you don't like a game or you feel as though, you know, you've been misled, you know, you can take that game back. You can't do that with digital. You get what I'm saying? You can't get that refund. Like I said, I showed you guys with Capcom. I was talking to Capcom. Capcom was like, well, it's not our fault. It's Sony's fault. And Sony's like, no, it is Capcom's fault. They push it on everyone else, and they keep going back and forth, and the person who's stuck in the middle never gets any type of satisfaction or relief. So it's good to see that at least this is happening. All right? It's a start. You get what I'm saying? So let's keep going. Now let's talk about EA, all right? Now, Mass Effect 3. This is interesting. All right, because they come out and say that the extended cut DLC that came out won't satisfy everyone. And it's interesting they say that because I've seen a lot of guys as of late, you know, do their videos and, oh, Bioware, they did it for the fans. You gotta be kidding me. If they were doing it for the fans wouldn't have had to go to the FTC, all right, to get them to even, you know, to even get some type of awareness. All that backlash, they did it for the fans. No, they didn't, all right? If they did it right the first time, this wouldn't be a factor. They didn't care. And then we had to hear all the people who were on the project, oh, they're nothing but a bunch of whiners and crybabies, and I'll talk about that later, all right? Because that's gonna happen once again to us gamers. But, you know what I mean? I'm tired of people kissing companies' asses on video, just in general, especially when you're influencing other gamers, all right? Understand that even they say that the DLC will not please everyone. Oh, it was the greatest DLC. They did it right. And now we're finding out about Shepard, so guess what? You can get ready for some more DLC. Seriously, YouTubers, if you're going to sit here and you're going to run your mouth about this type of thing, at least do your research first before you start kissing company ass. Anyways, we're going to talk about Battlefield 3 for a minute. Here's something. Battlefield 3 Premium has hit the 800,000 mark. That's right, for subscriptions. Now, a lot of people are going to say, damn, that's a shame. It is a shame because we all know people are going to keep getting scammed by EA. And because of that, EA is now looking at more DLC subscription deals. So they're going to keep nickel and diming you in the future. You can get ready for that. I know, guys, it gets worse with EA. But let's move on, all right? Blizzard explains why the new Diablo games are locked for, you know, for players now up to 3 days. Now, you guys saw this not too long ago. This was a big backlash, right? And then they decided, okay, since there was so much backlash, let's, you know, drop that lock. But here's the thing, all right? They restored, you know, the account lockouts, but they keep your $200. which makes no sense. There's a nice write-up about it, about a player who pretty much has his account locked, and when they got it back, he retrieved it, they wouldn't give him his money back. It's really interesting, and there's been a lot of problems with Diablo 3 as of late, so much that the player count has dove. That's right, it has dived down to 65% by 65%. That's right. So the player count has dived in a decreasing amount. It's just ridiculous to see that they're still not fixing the problems. But that's not all. Check this out. This is what one of you guys sent me. You said, what we have here is some more BS from Blizzard and Diablo 3. Basically, they are banning Linux users, that's right, for simply having Linux. That's it. If you have Linux, you're banned. That's it. All right? And there's people who are apologizing for them, fanboys who thinks it's okay. Why do you think it's okay to ban somebody just because they have Linux? All right? It's not like anyone's hacking or anything, but you're just banning them just because they have a program. That is ridiculous. It is wrong. All right? Seriously, and the thing is, I'll put the link in the info bar for you guys. All right? There's so many people who support this for some reason. I don't know why. But there's also a nice little write-up for you guys, editorial. Diablo 3's poorly planned endgame. It plays on addiction and not fun. That's interesting to hear, but it's a nice little read for you guys if if you're interested. Also, I told you guys last time I did a gaming video that South Korea was getting ready to do this midnight law with teenagers when playing games, right? Well, of course, someone was going to have a problem with that, and it is the game companies. Yeah, of course they would have a problem with that due to the fact that it's affecting their game because they don't care how long kids stay up to play their game. They just want people to play their game. That's what it comes down to. But some companies are saying, look, it's not a big deal. We understand. There's other companies who are pretty pissed off about it. So now the law is under fire over in South Korea. Anyways, we'll keep going because all you little derps out there, after I told you guys about Fez, all right, and it said, what Phil Fish called you gamers, saying you were the worst and, the worst people ever. You went out and you still bought his damn game. After all the things that he has said, he's a pathetic human being, all right, to sit here and say that you're worse than killers and rapists and, and everything like that. And then guess what? People who bought his game, now the backlash is coming because Fez the patch may break saves. That's right. So now they have a problem on their hands, as far as I'm concerned. I've read it. Was it recently? I've read it before. Haven't read it recently. I don't know if there's been an update or not. But so far, it may break saves. Gamers are pissed off. Well, that's what you get for following a douchebag. Sorry, that's how I see it. Anyways, also NBA 2K Online goes free to play. It's been announced in China. That's right. They're going to have a free-to-play game. Now, put it like this. It's not going to matter. Because guess what? They're not going to get it right anyway. They couldn't get 2K11 right, all right? They couldn't get 2K12 was even worse, all right? And you paid for those games. This is free-to-play. They're not going to get this right. They're never going to get it right until they start listening to the fans who know actual basketball. Instead of this video game presentation, this was NBA presentation garbage. Yeah, because I really need to see players flopping and falling all over the place. You got to be kidding me, 2K. But you know what? Not only that, let's speak a little bit more about basketball. For those who didn't see, ESPN came out with their own draft special. That's right. But for Nintendo characters, let's check this out. You know, the best part about that video is that I didn't have to hear Stephen A. Smith speak. I didn't have to hear him, you know what I mean? But did you hear what they had to say about Mega Man? If you want a leader, Capcom, pay attention. If you want a leader, you go with Mega Man. It's that simple. You go with the Blue Bomber. Anyways, let's keep going because we got to talk about Square and their hypocrisy. You know what? It's really interesting. We've talked about this before, and they keep making statements that make no sense. So here we go. They come out and say that there will be no Final Fantasy VII Remake until the original has been topped. And I guess that mean, you know, sales-wise, because, you know, nothing's going to top Final Fantasy VII as far as I'm concerned when it comes to sales at this point, especially, you know, in this generation. A lot of games don't sell like that. You have to understand that, Square. So pretty much, it's a built-in excuse. You get what I'm saying? But that's not all. No. They come out and say that Square may end large-scale internal development after Final Fantasy XIII-2. Okay? So they're thinking about ending large-scale internal development. But then Square turns around and hints at Final Fantasy XIII-3, which, as we know, would take large-scale internal development on their end. Unless you're going to tell me you're going to actually outsource it, which wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't be good, all right? But they're hinting at Final Fantasy XIII-3. So what's going on here, Square? Look, why don't you just be a man about it? Just man up and tell people you don't want to do it. That's all you got to do. I put it like this. I understand why they don't want to do it. We've talked about it on, you know, on the videos before, you know, in the comments. If they make one little mistake, gamers are going to pretty much eat their lunch for it. I understand that, all right? I definitely understand that. But Square, just come out and say it. Stop all this little running around and all these little statements and just say it. That's all you got to do. And who the hell asked for Final Fantasy XIII-3 anyway? I don't even remember people asking for Final Fantasy XIII-2. But you're still going to go ahead with it, aren't you? You're just going to cram it down our damn throat as far as I'm concerned. It's whatever. It's a joke. Anyways, I need to move on because Tomb Raider, that's right, for those who don't know, Crystal Dynamics has come out and said that there was supposed to be a rape scene in the show, in their game, all right? And that now it's a controversy, and it's unfortunate because there could have been, you know, some possible outcomes, and they explain it in the article. And it's interesting because I put it like this. I don't have a problem with it as long as it progresses the story. That's how movies do it. If you have some type of sex scene or if you have some type of rape scene or something, it has to progress the story. So it's okay. If it doesn't, it is considered, you know, gratuitous and graphic. You know what I mean? For no reason. It's just there just to be there. And I don't understand this because people talk about how they want more adult themes in video games, you know, and, you know, those who, you know, decide, you know, we're going to make something adult and just give you a bunch of fuck yous, and that's not adult, all right? But this is adult. And it seems like as soon as they try to give you something that's adult, people start complaining. Now, here's the thing. When people were complaining, not one woman complained about it. Because that, you know, a lot of people say, oh, it's a rape scene, it's because of women. But not one woman complained about it. Not one, all right? It was more of guys complaining about it and being sensitive. And we're going to talk about this a little bit next gaming video I do, because there are a lot of factors when it comes with women in gaming right now. Apparently, it's just this big clusterfuck as far as I'm concerned. But I will get to that in the next gaming video. However, like I said, this is something that they could have did. And you know what? The developers are always telling us we don't care what you think anyway, so you might as well do it as far as I'm concerned. You know, you so-called artists should know these things by now, that it progresses story, so you can get away with it. I don't understand it. But as soon as the gaming industry decides they want to go adult, they back down, which shows that they're still immature. And, you know, because they push that down in the media and all the arguments, it goes to show you that gamers, it affects them as well, all right? And they start acting that way. We've seen this time and time again. Now, I'm going to move on a little bit, guys, because Radical Entertainment has shut down. Sorry I have to tell you guys that. I'm sorry, not Tail. I'll get to that in a minute. Sega announces a Western release for Final Fantasy. I got Square on the brain still. Phantasy Star Online 2. So you guys are getting a Western release, so that's a good thing. Tales of Xillia has been confirmed for US release. That's right. Persona 4 Arena on the PS3 will be region locked, but the online mode will be worldwide. Now, this is a very slippery slope because, as we all know, they started letting developers region lock their games, was it the PS3, with a specific update. Now they can do it, but you should know by now, it's not a big deal right now, but understand that companies can take advantage of this and they can abuse this system once again. So I would just say, even though I don't feel it's a big deal, a statement has to, something has to be, a statement has to be shown, made, I should say, that says, hey, look, we're not going to put up with it, because if one person gets away with it, how that goes, you're going to have 100 more get away with it, as far as I'm concerned. They're going to abuse the hell out of it. That's why we've seen the way DLC has gone these days and things of that nature. So you got to stop it before it gets worse. Even though I don't think Atlas means that much ill intent with it, but it doesn't matter. And the thing is, Atlas has, a lot of people say they don't have a history of screwing gamers. Yes, they do. Demon Souls, they locked your saves onto your PlayStation, and you couldn't do a damn thing about it if you lost your data. All right, so don't give me that. They do have a history. Anyways, let's keep going. All right, Halo 4. The multiplayer will require 8 gigabytes of hard drive space. Do you really need that much for a multiplayer? I mean, really, and we all know the Xbox, and I'm not bagging on you Xbox fans, but you know how memory comes with your Xbox and how it's limited, and you know how everyone complains about it, all right? But I'm just saying, that's a lot of hard drive space to be holding up. I'm just saying, all right? I'm sorry, hard drive, hard disk, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, that's a lot, all right, for a multiplayer. Anyways, I want to keep moving on because we're going to talk about a little bit more first-person shooters. Black Ops 2, that's right. Now, a lot of you guys in the Call of Duty community are very upset with Modern Warfare 3, and you're saying that you're not going to get Black Ops 2. Well, guess what? It is starting to show. Black Ops 2 pre-orders are way down as opposed to Modern Warfare 3. People are getting tired of it. They're going to have a problem on their hands. They really are. Now, also, Activision announces a Walking Dead first-person shooter. That's right. You know what? I'm getting so tired. You just couldn't keep it survival horror, could you? But you know what, Activision, I'm not surprised. First-person shooters, yeah, way to think out of the box. We're going to talk about this a little bit. Because the person who wrote this article says that it's racism and filth at its finest. So let's go. Let's read a little bit of this. This guy, I'm not going to read it all because at first he talks about how he was into the comic books and everything before the show came out. He goes on pretty much trashing the show, saying it's not as good as, as the comic books. But whatever, let's keep going. He goes on and says, beside the fact, the game throws players into the world of, and it says Darian Merle, I guess he means Daryl, from the show, and Merle Dixon, 2 Southerners with a predilection towards racism, sexism, and hunting. Sounds like a quality story material right there. It says the game will place you before the events of the TV show, leading players through the journey of 2 brothers as they make their way to Atlanta, where they believe that they will find safety. It says, first of all, let's get this out in the open. Merle openly exclaims his hatred towards African Americans during his first appearance in the show. It says, talks about things he loved to do, particularly to women, and is quickly killed off before the end of the first season. It says, sure, they could cut out his personality, but then that's not staying true to the source material now, is it? It says, does that sound like a character you would like to spend a good 10, 12 hours with? That's very interesting that he would say that. I mean, what else can you do? So pretty much he's trying to say it's catered to racists, pretty much. And I don't know if that's fair. I don't know, you know what I mean? We have to see exactly how it goes. But if what he is saying is true, and they put those elements into the game, this could be a problem. But you know what? Activision is known for controversy. Especially, we've seen it with Modern Warfare all the time. Okay? They're known for controversy. We'll see what happens. We'll see if there's a backlash or not. But it's very interesting that that writer would write something like that. Anyways, speaking of a little bit more Call of Duty, some of you guys had talked about Call of Duty 4 not too long ago, and some of you arguably say it's still one of the best Call of Duties that has ever made. Well, for those who have not seen yet, there has been a mod now that's out for Call of Duty. That's right, not too long ago. Well, I should say it's been quite a while, but for those who haven't seen it, let's check it out. It's actually a Star Wars mod for Call of Duty.
to find that rebel scum. Friendship right on the way. Follow recon droid to...
These Imperial Dwarf Nuts. Imperial Recon Droid is airborne. Our Recon Droid will find these Imperial Dwarf Nuts. Standing by. Our Recon Droid will find these Imperial Dwarf. Imperial Recon Droid is airborne. Y-Wing standing by. Rebel airstrike on the way. Imperial...
Not bad. It seems like a lot of people are having fun with that. Now, I need to move on because I want to talk about this a little bit. Apparently, Peter Molyneux thinks that there's no shame in having $50,000 worth of DLC in his new game coming up. We talked about this last time. But he says now he has no shame. You know what? It's pathetic that you would say that you have no shame. I don't really need to speak on this, do I? I'm sure we all know that you should have some type of shame. You should not be putting out $50,000 worth of DLC. You know, there's someone stupid enough out there to buy it anyway. All right. As far as I hope the game tanks so that he can see how wrong he is. I really do. So let's keep going, guys. God of War Ascension. I gotta talk about this. All right. And the link is in the info bar for you guys from GameStop because I want to show you guys this. God of War Ascension is going to give you a bunch of goodies apparently if you pre-order the game. But here's something. It comes with an online pass for future. That's right. A pass for future DLC content. All right, it's not even named yet. I put it like this, guys. Just wait for the complete edition. Don't be stupid. Just wait. It's not that serious anyway. And we've seen the multiplayers, and you know what? A majority of gamers are not liking that multiplayer. So, like I said, just wait for a complete edition if you have to have this game. Please don't get screwed over in this. All right, to give you a pass for something that's going to come in the future, you got to be kidding me. Anyways, let's keep going. All right. A Street Fighter vs. Tekken. That's right. We'll talk about Capcom. They're putting out their on-disc DLC. You know, the DLC that was on the disc that got caught. They're putting it on sale at the end of July. All right. A lot of people are already complaining about this. They're pissed off. And then, of course, you have some fanboys that say, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to buy this anyway. It gives you 12 new characters, blah, 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 blah. You know what? It's on the damn disc. That's all that has to be said, and yet you're still going to support it. You know what that means? That means they can still get away with it if you keep supporting it. That's what it comes down to. But you don't care, right? As long as you get your games. Anyways, let's keep going. Now, we talked about this not too long ago when I did a video I did with Capcom when I said, how to fix Capcom. Check this out, guys. Remember when I talked about how there should be a scholarship program for, the fighting game tournament? Well, Shahrukh introduced, that's right, a 10,000 scholarship at EVO. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's all I'm saying. You're welcome. But that's not all right? Because I know a lot of people will say, oh, he's trying to take credit. No one else said anything before on video, have they? I'm not trying to hear it, all right? You just don't want to give people credit. That's what it comes down to. But that's not all. Remember I said I would bring back, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Well, now someone's going to come out with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now they're going to make one. You know what? You're welcome. I'm going to keep going, all right? Nintendo calls fans insatiable. Talks about how we always want more. No, let's get something straight here, all right? Gamers don't want more. What we've been complaining about as of late is trying to get back to even. You've been giving us less and less and less and nickel and diamonds for DLC. I mean, hell, even you want to start charging lives for Mario now with DLC. Like I said, we're trying to get back to even where we were at. It's not about getting more. It's about meeting us halfway. And it seems like these guys still don't get it. Now, if people are saying, thank you, this game was good, but I want more, you should be happy about that because they're interested in your product. That's what it comes down to. Would you rather have somebody complain that they want more content or somebody who says, I don't care about your product and not buy it at all? That's what it comes down to. We're going to talk about that a little bit more because you guys came out and told me, you sent me some messages and some, concerns about what Tekken is doing right now with Harada. Now check this out. You guys said, this is why you should put a PR guy in front of a company because calling out fans and calling them whiners for asking, for asking for what they would want is unacceptable. So we're going to talk about this. This is what Harada says because he tells you fans to stop whining. That's what he says, all right? It says, I believe that before whining and complaining about everything, you need practice at taking a step back and analyzing things objectively, and also at being an adult. Now look, all right, we'll talk about this. You want to talk about being an adult. First off, you're calling them whiners and complainers. That's very unadult and very unprofessional. So it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Okay, so already you're in the wrong, and you should feel you should feel ashamed for yourself to even act like that. Now I understand in the article he goes on to talk about how gamers talk about they're gonna buy 2 copies of the game just to show their appreciation. He's like, but will you really do it? Obviously, when the guy's talking, he's angry. He's quite angry. And you know what? From a professional standpoint, before you make a statement, you should not be angry. All right? You should calm yourself down first. For you to sit here and call a fan base crying and, whining and complaining, like I said about Nintendo, you should be happy that you have fans that are this loyal to you. You only see it one way. All right? I put it like this. I would rather have someone complain, all right, about my product because they love it so much than not buy it. And it's pathetic. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more because I want to show you guys this. All right, first off, I'm sure you remember this game, Tekken. Very good game. You put this in CD player, you get the soundtrack. All right, Tekken. I got what here? Tekken 4. All right, I got Tekken Tag Tournament. I've got the Tekken Hybrid with the HD Tekken Tag on it. All right, and was it the prologue for it? Understand, I'm a big fan of Tekken. All right. Big fan. My other friends have the other ones, so I don't have those. I don't need to. I can go over to their houses and play it, all right? But understand, I'm a big fan of Tekken. I've been in tournaments for Tekken, all right? But understand, because you did that, because you don't know when to shut your mouth and calm down, I'm going to pull my pre-order. After I'm done this recording, I'm pulling my pre-order for Tekken Tag 2. There's no reason for it to get it, all right? If that's how you're going to act, because look, if you're going to lump all those gamers into whiners and complainers instead of understanding that there are some legit concerns. And I'm not talking about just, oh, we need these characters and that characters. No, I'm not talking about that, all right? Because any of that is argumentative anyway. Not everyone's going to win on that. Besides, I feel Tekken Tag, the new Tekken coming out, it has a lot of characters, so I wouldn't be complaining. But, you know what I mean? To lump everyone in, who you say are complaining and whiners as legit concerns, it goes to show you that you didn't think very thoroughly about this. And you know what? I'm really pissed off about that, and I will be pulling my pre-order. Now, he tries to save some type of grace because Namco is trying to push for paid DLC for this game. Right? And Harada says he would rather quit before, he does paid DLC. Now, I understand what he's trying to say because we've said before, we've heard before that, it's not going to have paid DLC and things of that nature. And, that's what he believes in that. That's a good thing. But that does not excuse you from what you have said about your fan base. Not at all. All right? So even though I give you credit for saying that about the DLC, it doesn't let you off the hook for this. All right? It's pathetic you would say so. But you know what? It's fine. I want to talk to you my Philadelphians for a minute. For those who don't know, Zelda is coming to, Philadelphia? And those who don't know what I'm talking about, the orchestra is going to put on a special for Zelda. And I actually have some footage for you guys to see about it. It's coming up soon. So let's take a look at what it looks like real quick.
Next night, July 25th, the Pittsburgh Symphony puts on a show that is sure to impress. Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses. If you're thinking about Zelda from the popular video game series, you're right.
It is when we bring together for the first time a major symphony orchestra with video spectaculars spanning the 25 years of this most impressive franchise.
All is quiet at the Mann Center right now, but envision this. The night of the show, the Pittsburgh Symphony is going to be on the front of the stage, and behind the symphony, a huge jumbo screen. This show promises to be action-packed. For more information on both shows, visit mancenter.org. Jillian Neely, NBC 10 News.
That looks very interesting, and you know what? It almost reminds me of Video Games Live when they used to go from place to place and do it. So we'll see exactly how Zelda turns out. Hopefully, it does have a big turnout, and and they keep it going. Now, I do want to talk a little bit more about this, about Capcom. You guys at Capcom just don't know when to stop, do you? All right, now look, we're going to talk about hacked DLC items that have been given to a player. This is Dragon's Dogma. That's right. Apparently, a lot of stuff is on the disc. So much that the DLC is on the disc that now you can go to their wiki and find out exactly what all the dislock armors and things are. Now, I have the link in the info bar for you guys on both of those, okay? Now, guys, I need to talk about Resident Evil 6. Man, you know what? I've seen so much backlash from fans with Resident Evil 6 I completely understand, all right? For those who don't know, first off, Resident Evil 6 is going to have 4 hours of cutscenes. 4 hours, all right? Why don't you just make a movie? You know what? The thing is, the people that are defending this, this 4 hours of cutscenes, they were the same people who bagged on Heavy Rain for it being so cinematic. You know what I mean? Which makes no sense. Now, I understand there's going to be 3 different storylines going on in Resident Evil 6, but you do not need 4 hours of cutscenes, all right? And on top of this, people are mad because look at the new system and gameplay. Now they're giving you a waypoint. That's right. They're going to tell you where to go in a survival horror game. What's the point? You have to understand the reason why people explored in survival horror, because it was level design. You let them figure it out on their own, all right? You don't give them a waypoint system. You're making it way too easy for people. What's wrong with you, Capcom? You're just trying, you know what? It's just ridiculous that this would just keep going. And that's not all, guys, because for those who don't know, Resident Evil 6, your characters will have regenerating health. That's right, no more taking items and carrying on, which, in survival horror you're supposed to do. Now, we know it's going the Call of Duty route as far as I'm concerned. It is ridiculous that this is going on. Also, in the demo for Resident Evil 6, it's been rumored to have a secret Ada Wong campaign. And a lot of people are saying DLC already. All right, now, here's what you guys sent me, all right? It says, all hail Capcom. It says, they have done it again. After Street Fighter vs. Tekken DLC fiasco, I thought they would learn. But nope. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the list of DLC locked content on the disc for Resident Evil 6. Let's get into it, all right? First off, no hope. It says, and in parentheses, there's a lot of things in parentheses here. It says, there is no clue from the demo files what this is, but it might be a campaign. The bright side is, if it is, it doesn't have any data on the disc, so it seems to be a future plan. Okay, so you should be okay for that. It's a future plan. They're keeping it off the disc, all right? We'll see when they release it, though. Hopefully, it's not day one. But it says Ada's campaign. It says, oh, boy. It says Slayer's mode. Oh, boy, times 2. It says Siege mode. Oh, boy, times 3. It says Sonaka mode. It says, oh, boy, times 4. It says Last Stand mode. Oh, boy, times 5. It says Stages Pack A. It says, this seems to be future additional stages for the mercenaries and other modes not included on the disc. All right, so it's not on the disc. It says Stages Pack 6. It seems to be future additional stages for the mercenaries and other modes not included on the disc. Mind you, this game comes out in October, people. They could put this on the disc. All right, this should be free to you. All right, they already have these in place. It says Shop Pack A, no clue. Shop Pack B, no clue. Shop Pack C, no clue. They'll release those later as DLC as well. All right. It says Versus Pack 1. It says this seems to be future additional stages for the mercenaries and other modes not included on the disc, and they may plan for more in the future. It says this list was found by a highly experienced professional hacker who mined the demo and got a lot of information, including chapter selection pictures of each of the main characters, Leon, Jake, Chris, and Ada. So guys, it goes to show you that even though some of these they're not on the disc, they already have plans. It's already pretty much done. By the time this game comes out, it's going to be done. Whether they put it on the disc or not, it's already done. It's done in regular production, meaning you're getting screwed. I don't know what to tell you. You're getting screwed. But like I said, there will be people who will still buy it, and they will keep advocating this behavior. Don't you understand that? But you don't care, do you? You just want your game. You just want your game. Anyways, I want to move on, because you guys sent me something about Dark Souls. It says, "Hey, Event, I would like to know something that is infuriating me, and you could talk about on your show." It says, "I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, as I am." It says, "Do you remember how the PC players petitioned to get the game on PC?" Yeah, I remember that. Now it says, "Well, it will be released in August. They announced the console release dates of the DLC, and it's in winter." It says, "This is a big fuck you to the fans, and everyone says this. And has anyone done anything about it? No." It says, "Obviously, PC gamers haven't helped us out with this because all they care about is themselves." I understand what you're saying, because the PC version that comes out in August will have the DLC. Console gamers who have been there from the beginning and had supported Demon's Souls, such as myself, you have to wait for DLC in winter. That is a long time to wait for DLC. I think it's a disservice that everyone, has to get DLC, time. I don't believe in that anyway, all right? Whether it's exclusive or paid or not from different systems or platforms, I don't believe that everyone has to wait for DLC. You know what I mean? So if the Xbox 360 gets DLC, the PlayStation should get it. The PC should get it. They all should get it at the same time. I'm not trying to hear a month, 3 months from now, 5 months from now. I'm not trying to hear that. I don't believe that at all. That's wrong. All right? It's almost I don't want to say holding gamers hostage, because you do have a choice to put down the game. You do. But I can understand people who love passionately their games and want that additional content. Why would you make them wait so long is ridiculous, all right? And I understand what he's trying to say about the PC crowd. You can't get on all PC gamers, because I'm sure there are some PC gamers out there saying, hey, it's unfair. But if what you're telling me is correct, and saying that they're just turning around saying, well, we don't care, we got what we want, we don't care about consoles, then that's a problem, all right? That's a big problem, and that goes within the gaming community in general. You should not be trying to be that elitist where you're just trying to get something for you and that's it. That's absolutely wrong, all right? So PC gamers, if you're one of those guys who just doesn't care about consoles, you know what? You gotta stop. You really do have to stop being elitist. I like PC games as well, but you have to understand that you cannot convert everyone on the PC. It does not work that way. Sometimes people don't want to keep updating their computer and things of that nature. You have to understand that, all right? That's why they make consoles. I'm just saying. But now it seems like consoles are turning into PCs these days. That's what it seems like, all right? But seriously, the PC community and the console community, they need to get together and work on this. There's no reason why one platform should have to wait other than another. And I'm sure PC gamers are going to come in and say, yeah, well, you console guys, you get games before us as well. We have to wait. I'm not saying that's right either. I've said it before that you guys should get it. How many times I've said, when Street Fighter and all them, they were trying to get at you guys and try to put all this DRM and everything on it? Did I not say something about it? All right then, so don't think that I'm just for consoles. No, I'm for you guys too. I've always said to watch out for you guys. What do you think Diablo 3 been talking about for what, 2-3 weeks now? That's PC, isn't it? Okay then. I'm just saying that you have to understand that you do have to help each other out. That's what a gaming community does, all right? I'm done with this for today. I do want to introduce, that's right guys, a new member of my video game family, and it is the Combat King joystick. That's right, people, and I'll show you guys exactly what this is. First off, I've seen a lot of people online say you should stay away from the Combat King joystick. It's so bad, we don't know. No, don't stay away from it. I'm gonna show you this right now. You see this? Look at this. I got this for $40. You see this? Yeah, $40. That's right. Now, I want to talk about this because this is PC and PlayStation 3 compatible. I've tried it already. It does work like a dream. Now, I will put it like this. A lot of people have said online, you should stay away from it because it's not a professional fight stick. It's not, a licensed professional fight stick. Now, mind you, they call themselves professional. I wouldn't go by that, to be quite honest, but whatever. It's a fighting stick. That's all I needed. Like I said, a $40 fighting stick. Check this out. It came with replacement parts, right? It came with 40 games for the PC that I can play on, all right, fighting games and everything for the joystick, 40 games, all right, and that's all for $40, all right. Now, of course, I definitely want to change the skin. I'm going to have to find a template so that I can change this because this is not going to work for me, okay, all right, not Super Street Fighter 4, no, it has to be represented a little bit better than that, all right, guys, but understand, I am back in the fighting circuit. Now, understand, I'm an old school fighting gamer. That means I have to stand up when playing, so I got the table. As you can see, it has suctions on the bottom. All right, so it's not going anywhere. I have to stand up and play. I don't agree with guys sitting down and doing this. That's not me. That's not me, man, all right? And as I said, back in the day, people would have laughed at guys who need to have a seat. They'd have laughed. They'd have called you pussy, all right? Oh, you want to have a seat, you can't sit down, but you want to play? Nah, get out of here. They'd have called you a bunch of damn names, all right? But these days, it seems players all sit down and play for some odd reason. I just can't do that. I remember standing, for hours and hours, playing video games. I just, on joysticks and arcades, that's what I remember. All right, and it seems like everyone wants to take a sedentary type, seat for that. That's ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. But hey, it is what it is. That's, I guess, how people play. But like I said, I'd rather get a table or whatever, a chair, whatever, and stand, a high chair, whatever, whatever it takes to stand and play. That's how I feel. That's just me, all right? But the joystick works great. I don't know why people keep hating on this joystick. It moves well. Like I said, I have enough experience where I can open this up myself and fix it if something goes wrong, and replacement parts and things of that nature. So I'm good. I'm good for at least about 10 years, maybe 15 years with this joystick. All right, because I can fix anything that goes wrong with it. So that's not a problem for me. Like I said, other than it breaking with shards and things of that nature. And we talked about this on the fan page because some of you guys were like, you have to pay $150 for a fighting stick, and it's because of quality. Get out of here. All right. I'm going to do a video down the line where I talk to people. I'm telling you now, where I talk to people who do this for a living, who make fighting sticks, who fix arcade machines. They will tell you, all right, that it does not cost that much to make a fighting stick. You're paying pretty much for a license, even sometimes not even that. And the parts that you know they buy to fix these things, they buy in bulk, so it's very cheap. You have to understand, guys, how this business works, all right? Stop being fooled. I do not care at this point what fighting fans think about how their $150 joystick is the best thing on the market and what pieces they use in alloys. I'm not trying to hear it, all right? You can do that on your own if you know. Now, if you don't know how to do it on your own, then I can definitely understand. I will repeat, if you don't know how to do it on your own, I can understand. But for a person like me who knows how to do it on their own, I don't need anything else. I don't. It's that simple. Anyways, guys, I'm done for today. And it seems like it's been good so far, so we'll see what happens. And I actually have another video that I'm going to put up today that has to do with the channel in general. I will put that up later, you know, give this one some time to breathe, but it will go up today. It's going to be interesting to see. Talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.